What's up, friends? It's been a hot minute since we've done a Cantina hour. Well, here we are. We are doing a live Cantina hour. We've got our friends from the Fugitive Poems here back with us again, as I'm also messing for some reason, making sure the video goes out to everybody. But I am Matt. With me, as always, is Lauren. And then, like I said, we've got the Fugitive Poems homies talking about a brand new comic book. You know, when they come on, it's a good time. So, first things first, though, like, subscribe, share, follow if you're on YouTube. Wherever it is, make sure you comment if you want to follow along with us, chat with us in the comments. Hey, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. We have been sitting at like 985 subscribers. So if you want to get us to 1,000, I will literally beg and do anything for you. You know what? You want feet pics? Lauren will send you feet pics. And so anything it will take to get us to 1,000, because we've been at that for a hot moment. I'm going to shill it. Aside from that, we have a website, which is www.hops-geek news.com, where you can find all of our MegaCon coverage, our convention coverage, everything like that is going to be on there. Go check that out for us. We dropped an episode last week on, MegaCon. And then next week, we're talking Captain America Brave New World as our spoiler. And yeah, that's what I got. So I'm drinking Fine People, other half, Green City. I don't know why. This made me think of the Fugitive Poems, because anytime I see their background, their logo, it's got like a greenish tint to it. So it makes me think of my friends over here. So that's what I've got. Lauren, I'm going to go ahead and throw it to you real quick so I can figure out the live stuff. Why don't you tell people what you're drinking before we bring on these beautiful, handsome men?
So I'm drinking a beer you left in my fridge. It is Frostbitten Kittens. It's a cold IPA. I haven't even tried it yet. I've just been letting it settle. And if anybody's wondering why I'm wearing a Miami Heat jersey, it's because we just recorded our Captain America episode. And if you haven't seen Captain America yet and you are a Miami sports fan, you will be very happy with the sports teams that a certain character in the movie enjoys. So I had to also do that to kind of troll Matt as well. You can see all about the U blanket too. So that's what I am drinking. I'm going to get a nice little... Oh, it smells so good. I love a good cold IPA. And this was a style I was really hoping was going to stick around for a while. And it really didn't. It came and it went, and you see it sprinkled here and there. But
well, you know, it is a good one.
This is good.
Let's
I love this brewery. They always do great beer.
5 of us now. So Christian, I'm going to throw it to you first, my friend. Welcome back to the show. Why don't you just remind everybody who you are again, and then what do you got in hand, man? I know you always got something good cooking up.
Well, I was hoping you guys would remind me who I am, because that's where I'm at in my life. I am Christian DiMatteo. I am the co-founder of Fugitive Poems Comics, and today we're going to be hanging out with this incredible team whose comic that we're producing, and they are just absolutely knocking it dead. Seahorse said, "Look at those handsome bastards. Thank you very much." I went with it's cold as hell here. It's like 9 degrees.
It is. It's cold. You're not getting any snow up in Connecticut, that area, are you? Or
New
York?
I'm in New York.
Is it New York? I meant. Hey, hold on.
I'm in New York.
Yes.
So I went classic, perfect winter. And look, wanted to do that on camera, that wonderful sound.
Okay.
And the pour. So we're going Guinness tonight to keep warm and cozy.
I like it.
Cannot go wrong with Guinness, ever.
Absolutely not.
Let's bring in our next resident comic book expert, Steven Betcha. Welcome to the show for the first time. You're here on Hops Geek News. Why don't you tell a little introduction about yourself and what it is that you do to Fugitive Poems?
I am a writer of Dirty Living. I've written other novels as well. So tonight I do not have any hops, but I do have whiskey.
Good whiskey, man. That's just as good in my opinion.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm the writer of Dirty Living, and looking forward to meeting with you guys. This is great. Thanks for having us.
Of course, welcome. And we got one more friend with us, Ryan Santos. Welcome to the party as the Dirty Living artist. Why don't you go ahead and introduce? I love that hat first and foremost. You got a Boston.
I have nothing but problems, so I can barely hear anybody.
Oh no!
So I'm Ryan Santos. I'm the artist of Dirty Living. Just want to let everybody know that. So,
hey, well, we're glad you're here. Why don't you guys kind of tell us a little about what Dirty Living is? So Fugitive Poems, everybody, is a killer comic book company. Christian and the crew have been doing some really good stuff. So tell us a little bit about Dirty Living and what we can expect.
Well, we have an honest detective who's basically trying to uphold the law in a corrupt police department, the Boston Police.
He's in Gotham City? Oh, the Boston. Oh, come on, man. Is you up for this because he's from New York?
No, Boston, man. Boston. And and he is basically fighting against the mob, trying to take them down the mob. He's fighting against a pretty powerful, deadly drug that gets introduced, and also fighting against some undead people that they are not
Ooh.
zombies, but more reanimated.
Some
Hmm.
zombie reanimated. All right. Listen, is that just again, you got to say Boston. That's where I'm from originally. So is that just everybody on their way to Dunkin' Donuts? Or how did the zombie idea come about? Is that because we drink from the Charles River? Where are we talking here? Where did this zombie idea, where did the idea for this comic book come from?
Well, yeah, the Mystic River. Love that dirty water, man.
Yes.
So that's what the issue 2. I have it titled as Dirty Water. But yeah, how did it come about? I'm a huge fan of a lot of mobster stories and Whitey Bulger story and
Oh yeah.
so yeah, so I just kind of, I don't know, I started putting this story idea together a while ago, and then met Ryan, and the rest is history, I guess.
All right. Ryan, are you better? Can you hear us at this point? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good right now.
Hey,
I don't
well,
know how long that'll last, but
well, while you're doing it, man, hey, why don't you tell us, you've been working on some art. Tell us a little about the artwork for this and how long have you been getting to the art? One thing that, Lauren, we failed to do, we needed to get Steven and Ryan's comic book origins, like your geek origin story. So Ryan, what got you into the geek world of comic books, my friend?
I've been a fan of comics since I was a kid, totally into it all the time. I used to redraw comic. I used to get a comic and then I would redraw it just for
Ooh.
fun.
Oh, that's fun.
So, I really been doing it since I was a kid. And when this story came to me, it was like perfect for my style, perfect for what I like. So it was like right up my alley. So it was, I jumped right in, and it's a fun book.
Yeah. Lauren, I'm going to let you
Yeah.
take the wheel for a second because there's a lot of Boston hate in this. I got something for this. I got something for the crowd. I'll be right back. Lauren's taking the wheel.
Oh my
I got
goodness.
something for you guys.
All right, as somebody who's a true Floridian, I don't even drink Dunkin' Donuts. I'm sorry. But Steven, let's go back to you because we got a little bit of, Ryan said he's always loved comics. So what was your geek origin story? Because that is usually the first question we have. I know Christian's answered it a few episodes ago when we first had him on. So how did you end up in this world?
I mean, always been a fan of comic books. I couldn't read a novel, but give me a comic book and I just enjoyed the artwork and and I would always write down little things like dialogue and stuff, and then I don't know, something hit me one day and I just started writing, and the rest is history. So
I got real tired of the comments with their awful Boston accents. I had to let them know who the true Dunking was.
there you
Not
go.
Ben Affleck.
Sorry to disappoint. It's the Wish version of Matt Damon. It's actually Matt Roth. Sorry.
That jacket's wicked cool.
Hey, listen, I had to come to bat for the city there.
There's no Boston hate here. My wife and I got away from the kids for the first time in 10 years, and we went to Boston. We knew that had to be our destination. We had one of our first trips together there many moons ago. It's actually, Mark said it's his favorite American city after New York City, and I'm 100% with him. I love Boston.
I might be biased.
That's some great breweries.
And the answer to the question is modern pastry, obviously.
Oh yes, gotta get a good cannoli, man.
Modern pastry is the one.
Yeah, a lot of people walking around with those boxes of Mike's, but modern pastry really is the place, man.
Don't let people know that, because the crowd will go to Mike's and then you can go to Modern right across the street and it's empty and you're just like, well, it's nobody knows. That's how you can know.
Yeah, it's not always empty, but let me tell you a secret. So if you go to Modern and there's a long line, go to the right of the line, walk in, walk downstairs. There's a downstairs that you can sit, and you can get can order up some whatever you need right away, and you'll have it in seconds rather than waiting in any line.
That's a good. They come for the comic book, stay for the pro tips.
There you go.
I'm just saying. Lauren, I ran away, so you're still in charge.
I'm still in charge.
You're still in charge.
I don't even know what Modern Pastry is. I've never been. I mean, I assume it's a place that sells pastries.
It's because the one time Lauren went to Boston, she went without me, so I didn't get to show her. It was embarrassing for her.
It was a quick stop on my way to Portland, Maine.
Terrible.
Hey, I dumped some fake tea into the harbor, and I went to Sam Adams. I feel like I
Good.
did good.
Good. You know, did you say your 12 Hail Tom Brady's and all that kind of stuff? So
No, I did
good.
sing the Miami Dolphins #1 song though. They're the greatest football team.
Anyways, back to I heard we're talking about a really good comic book. So you, Steven, obviously titled the second issue Dirty Water, of course. But hey, how did you guys get connected? If I missed it, I apologize. With Christian and the Fugitive Poems guys.
Well, Ryan, you can take that story because he made that connection.
Yeah, so we were at I believe it was Terrificon in Connecticut, and you know, they just happened to walk up to the booth and really like the art. Oh, it's really great, you know, whatever. And they just kind of slipped away after a while. And then I was walking by, and I saw, oh, they're at a table. We just started talking comics and whatever. And I wasn't personally talking to them to you know, connect with them to get a book out or anything, but I happened to have a little ash can that I made of Dirty Living, so I handed it over, and then the rest was history, you know. So
hey, there we go.
There's a little bit more to it. He's being very modest here. I was walking the show, and I was drawn to his magnetic good looks and charm. I didn't even know he was an artist. He could have been the janitor for all I knew, but I had to speak to this man. We were so taken with that ash can, and we weren't quite ready at that point. This is a number of years ago to produce anybody else's work yet. We were still figuring out our end of the business and the whole 9 yards. And we got a lot of stuff at the cons from a lot of people, and I don't know where any of it is, but we never misplaced Dirty Living. And one of the things that these guys will talk about is how they work together. And they, Mark A. James, and when I saw Ryan's art for Dirty Living, not only was I awed by the art, but I understood the book. And James had the same reaction to it. It was just a perfect representation of what they were doing. It answered all questions. You knew where you were. And so when we got around to this new thing we're doing, which I'll talk about later, the subscription model at Fugitive Poems, we knew what we wanted our first book to be. And these guys were awesome. Stephen would pop in my inbox every now and again and remind me. And we never quite lost touch. And these were the guys who were like, no. It's when it's time to happen, it's going to be these guys, because this is actually a lot of fun for me, because I'm usually humping my own stuff, which always feels a little awkward. Look at the great thing I made.
Look at me. I am the best editor. I am the best writer. Just look at me.
This is me. I made this. It's great. You should have it. And I actually get to say, okay, here's something that knocked me off my ass, and you're going to want that experience too, from these just three incredible guys, because we got Keith Gleason as a letterer on this, and he did a great job. I am always humping. There's no comma in there. I'm always humping.
Well, it is Wednesday after all, and Wednesday is notorious for hump day. So, you know, it kind of works out that you're allowed to on this specific day, personally. And all right, so this is a series. How many issues did you guys have prior to coming to Fugitive Poems? Was this like a full-on blow-on? Because I know it says Dirty Living the series. Tell us a little bit about how many arcs. What are we looking at here?
Well, right now we got one arc, and it was basically a proposal with the ash can, but you know, as we're going, I've already got two other arcs that is just kind of going off on the side here, and so it just seems to be growing as I'm writing. So
you don't have an end date. You're just going to keep going with the story as long as it's coming to you.
Well, the first arc I have it at 8 issues. It could be more, and who knows? It might go a little further, because I'm trying to spread things out a little bit more.
As long as you're having fun, that's the only thing that matters, and just kind of going from there. I mean, you have a really great concept, right? It's dirty cops, and then you have the supernatural zombie aspect to it. Are you going to branch out from zombies without spoiling
Not
too many
zombies,
things? Reanimated. You're right. I'm sorry. Reanimated, to me, I think zombies. 8. I forgot what 8 was for. Is 8 have a meaning besides the fact that it's my favorite number? So this feels like fate, or was there a specific 8 number for this?
No, I had just kind of mapped out like each issue and then kind of landed on 8 as a first arc. But again, as I see this kind of growing, it might be more.
One of the things that it reminds me of a lot is the Brubaker and Phillips series Criminal.
Oh yeah,
where Stephen has created a world, and it's populated by a lot of different people doing a lot of different things, and we're going to meet a number of them in this first arc. And what's important to me as editor is that there is a complete story. I want people to get a complete, like a season of a TV show, but with a really satisfying ending, and then it can go anywhere from there. But that every time you sit down and you read an arc, you've gotten a full story. And Stephen's got some great ideas for other stories to take place in this world, other adventures for this main character to have if he survives, which is one of the cool things about this is Doug is utterly ill-equipped for what's happening. He's a clean cop, but he's also a drunk. He's wrecked all the time. He's got all his own demons.
Well, how else are you going to deal with all these? Come on, it's the most typical Boston thing, right?
I don't have any of that happening, and that's the only way I get by. But the cool thing about this book is that it's not like, all right, well, at least there's a superhero on the case. And it might be hard, but he'll find his way. Doug is just a dude. He's a good detective. He's a smart guy, but he's just a dude. And this is not a world where the undead have ever been a thing before.
Oh, okay.
The reanimated corpse of his partner it's not like, oh, that happened last week in Principal City. No, this is brand fucking new. And Doug is half in the bag. So we don't even know if the rest of the stories will be about Doug, because who knows if he's going to survive this. And I think that's so cool.
I personally think there's a lot there. I like that. Because number one, it could be one of those things. Do people, not having read this yet, I want to get my hands on it first and foremost. Second of all, do people realize that he's mostly always drunk? Is that something that's well known to our viewers within the comic book?
You will, yeah. You get
yes.
You get the narration and you'll see the images. Trust me.
Because my next question would
image 1 of issue 1 is him drinking.
There we go. My next question would be, is this kind of one of those stories that can lead you to think, is it all in his head, or is it very straightforward? This is actually happening.
Yeah, no, I mean, you could come to that. Maybe you could come to some of that assumption in the first issue, but it's apparent that it's not all in his head.
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, yeah,
he's not sure
until he changes his mind. No,
yeah, no, everything is so effed from the get that one of the cool things Stephen's done is Stephen is giving us, and Ryan is giving us with the art, this is reality. Here's what's happening. And the main character's like, I don't know if this is real.
Yeah,
and I love that with like questioning it. Like a great example is like Stephen King's Salem's Lot. The reason the book was so good was everybody was questioning, there can't actually be vampires. This doesn't make sense. Okay, well, hypothetically, if it was real, and that's why the movie was not good, because they immediately just accepted that there were vampires. So I love that of like, this can't be real. This is supernatural. This is reality. So I love when a character is struggling in a way that I feel is real, but dealing with a supernatural thing. So that's a fantastic concept.
Yeah, absolutely. And they botched that movie. They botched both of them.
God, the whole recent movie was way too short, in my opinion. It should have been another series, because it was, hey, there's vampires, and then it's over. And it was very anticlimactic, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it's like all of a sudden they're like, I mean, I'm not saying it, but I think they're vampires. I mean, it's just like, they're vampires, yes, but I mean, the book is just so good. You can't do any better than the book, unless I don't know. Maybe somebody out there could write a good screenplay for it.
I think it needs to be a mini series, but like they didn't even say vampire for like 250 pages or something. Like I didn't even realize that's where it was going. I had just had my head in the sand, and the cover that I had didn't have anything.
Lauren's a sheltered child. Okay,
I'm at this point, even with Captain America, I had only seen the teaser trailer. I just want to go into everything with a clean slate.
I don't know how you do it. Me, I'm like, I want to know everything.
I ruined in Deadpool and Wolverine, I watched every single thing I could get my hands on. And so I felt like I'd seen half the movie when I was in the movie theater.
Yeah.
You know, the other day I was scrolling Netflix and the menu popped up with Anna Taylor-Joy and Ray Fiennes.
Phenomenal movie.
I didn't know anything about it, and the preview started, and I went, you know what? I haven't been able to do this in years. No preview. And I just started the movie. I didn't even know what genre it was. And I had an incredible time. I had no expectations. I wasn't waiting for particular scenes.
Mhm.
And it turned out it was a great movie. But part of that experience was, you know what? I grew up, I was a kid in the 80s. When Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade came out, I did not know a new Indiana Jones movie was even being made. It fucking appeared. And I had never been happier in my entire, like, I just walking down the street on a Wednesday and it is a new Indiana Jones movie. And we don't have that anymore. Yeah, it was like, what is the what? Right? We don't have that anymore. So I'm with you, Lauren. The less I know, I'm not watching previews anymore. If I want to see it, I'll see it. And if it grabs me, I just did the same thing on Netflix with the Are Murders, the Swedish show, and had a great time with that. I'm not watching any previews. Let me just, you know what? Let's take a shot.
Yeah, because they don't know how to make previews anymore without telling.
Oh
the
my
whole
God,
story.
the
Yeah.
previews. Well,
It's like they try too hard to get people there.
it's a good
Yeah.
tie into comic books too, right? I mean, especially when you're talking Kickstarter campaigns and stuff. And like, for me, I'm with you, Christian. You know, my wife and I will sit there on the couch, and we actually have started to do that. My wife doesn't want to watch any previews; she wants to just go in. I'm mostly the opposite, but I'm like, all right, let's go in there blind. But when you're promoting a comic book, how hard is that for you guys? For those of us who don't want to spoil things within the story, to talk to people about, hey, how is that promoting in the comic book world? Because it's different than Batman. You know, Batman's going to do some heroic stuff. You know, Superman's going to do heroic stuff, but this is a very unique story. So how is that difficult for you guys without giving away too much?
Well, I mean, you know, I started Doug's journey off in a strip club, drinking whiskey,
As he should.
and talking about, you know, his partner getting shot. So, I mean,
Sounding like my early days in the military, to be honest with you.
you know, you just want to try to hit him right off the bat, give him a good hook,
Mhm.
and then have them saying what the hell's going on, and take it from there. Right, Chris.
And you can even see that image on the Fugitive Poems website. If you just the Dirty Living section on the Fugitive Poems website, you can see him surrounded by strippers and booze. And then you get, I love the rat-a-tat-tat too, because I'm a big mafia fan. I love a good mob story.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why, they just absolutely fascinate me. Obviously they fascinate a lot of people. So what were some of your inspirations to bring in that kind of element? Because you had mentioned that before.
The which element?
Just a mob kind of element.
I mean, the mob, really, it was a lot about the mob, and you know, just be, again, if you watch any kind of almost like noir, you know, stuff, you have the mob, you have cops, you have, you know, strippers, whatever, prostitutes. We're talking down and dirty grindhouse stuff, you know, and it's funny. I watched Death Proof last night.
Oh, that's a good movie.
And I was laughing at some of it. I was like, this is great. You know, this is definitely it's a great grindhouse thing. But I mean, I love that aspect, and you know, but getting back to the mob stuff again, I always just big on the Godfather and it. So for me, you know, wanting to write about that was a big thing. You know,
These guys have. So Matt, your question is so good, because how do you promote something nobody knows? That's the wall that we're up against in indie comics. Is that, you know, if I own Batman, I could be like, guys, I just wrote a comic about Batman having a misadventure in the
You
bathroom.
can just throw Flash up there and be like, boom, there it is. It's like
And
Batman
it's a
just
guaranteed
slaps on the
audience.
table. There he is.
How do you get people to try something new? How do you get some people to try? And we've unveiled the subscription service so that we can get people, more indie artists, seen by more people literally across the globe. It's all online. And what Stephen and Ryan together have done with words and visuals is they've created something imminently pitchable, because there's so much going on that all you got to do is there's a mob war on the horizon. There's one clean cop in a corrupt precinct, He happens to be the son of a major mob boss.
Ooh.
There's a sexy stalker out there
Ooh.
trying to gun him down, and he happens to be the only guy that knows the undead have risen because his dead partner just came back. Doesn't give away any of the plot. You just got these notes, and then Ryan has an image for each note. You want to know what you're going to be in for? Here are the bullet points. Tell me you don't want to be a part of that. And that's one of the reasons that we were like, this is our number one Fugitive Poem subscription service book, because it's great when you read it and it's great to hear about it. And you can make that really key for people.
So tell us exactly how that's going to work. How much
I was
do
going
they
to
pay
say the
each month?
subscription. I was going to share my screen here for a second to pull up the website. Yeah, talk to us about the subscription service.
So you know about the imminent demise of Diamond Comics, Diamond distributors.
Yeah.
They're not the only fish in the game anymore. Yeah.
There's a lot of others, but they were also terrible gatekeepers, and they were making it really hard for indie folk to get out there. You had to have a ridiculous amount of books under your belt, and you had to have a ridiculous amount printed. It was a mess. So we said, all right, what if we do a subscription-only online service, and the people get to choose which books, and we're going to have a bunch more, they want to subscribe to. You click every 3 months, a new issue is coming out. So in 2.5 months, the next issue of Dirty Living will be out. And just at that time, you're going to get charged $2.99 for the issue, and you'll have a new issue.
Which is less than any comic at your comic book shop, unless you're in the 99-cent bin.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And it's available. You can, once you sign into Fugitive Poems, it's a 1, 2, 3 process. You can sign in on any device. You can look at it anywhere. You can read it anywhere. And by the way, I recommend reading it on your TV if you sign in that way.
Without the kids in the room, though. This is
obviously,
a 17
if you
plus
see here, it's rated 17 plus.
Well, it's a Fugitive Poem.
You know what?
If you didn't already figure that out from what we were saying.
It does say it on issue 1, but you know what? Why not get your kids introduced? Who doesn't, kids need to learn. There's no dare anymore, so why don't we teach them about drugs?
Well, the next comic that's coming out from James and I is Stripper Clip Sally. So we don't do anything below 17.
We had been talking about Stripper Clip Sally. I feel like you've mentioned that on the show a couple times. So I'm glad that it's about time we're getting some Stripper Clip Sally. God dang it.
Yeah, James is in the process. It's beautiful. Stripper versus aliens trying to take over the world. They accidentally land in Kansas when they were supposed to go to New York. And they
instantly think of Earth Girls Are Easy.
I was thinking of Frankenhooker, honestly.
But you're always thinking about Frankenhooker.
That's fair. To be fair, it's funny because that's one of my wife's favorite B-rated horror movies. So it's kind of hilarious in that regard. She's the one who showed it to me, first of all.
That's a great movie. So you can get right now for $2.99, which Mark said everyone's pissed at me about. that I set the price. I'm like, this is the right way to go. Right now, within seconds, don't do it till the show is over. You stay with Matt and Lauren, people. But as soon as the show is over, go to Fugitive Poems, go to Dirty Living, $2.99. Instantly, you'll have this incredible 24-page, full color, full violence, full nudity.
A normal comic in the store, too, first and foremost. Normally, you're paying $3.99 and up. And then for a first issue, it might be $5.99.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a hard time finding anything cheaper than $4.99. And you're going to have it instantly, and you have it, it's yours. And these guys, you're going to want issue 2 immediately. So get the subscription going. The next time when issue 2 comes out, you'll instantly have it.
And issue 2 will be out in 3 months?
2.5 months at this point.
2.5 months. Okay. And that will go every 3 months. They'll get a new issue.
Every 3 months, new issue, $2.99. That's it.
So what's the story behind? Did I miss what the story behind the price? It seems like there's a lot of discourse on the price here. What's happening with the price?
Mark and James both thought, Christian, you're cheap. Are you kidding me?
What are we doing with the price here? I feel like there's a lot of discourse here that I'm missing. What are we doing?
Evan, I cost a wink and a beer. But
issue 2 will be $999.99. It's a bait and switch.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to have to know what happened. No, I set the price of what I thought an online comic, the first offering from a subscription, should be, where it's cheaper than a fucking cup of coffee. And I mean,
I went to Starbucks and spent $9 last night, so it's not hard.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Mark and James, I may have done it without consulting them, and then advertised it.
Wow, and then you didn't even bring James on the show. That's Crazy.
And then I not.
This is the first time you're here without James. It's actually kind of weird.
I know. I knew you guys didn't want too many people, but
James
next
is
time
the
I'll send
whole
James.
reason we keep bringing Fugitive Poems back, actually. So it's great. Thanks, James.
Yeah, I think what you should be saying is get it now for $2.99 because the price could be going up soon.
The price could go up. Inflation, baby. Okay, Doge is coming, and the next issue might be $99.
Yes, that was Mark who made that. I was stealing his comment from the YouTube section.
I don't know what to tell you.
It made me laugh.
So you did this without them for $2.99, and so they're obviously, but I mean $2.99 for a subscription. It sounds reasonable to me.
I mean,
Like,
heck, even the Dollar Tree has stuff that's more than
Steven, like,
$2.99
did you
these
guys
days.
have any input on this? What were your guys' thoughts?
No, we left that up to those guys.
You said Christian, just as long as the comics going out there.
Yeah, I mean it's, I'm just writing. Let Ryan do his artwork and let Christian do his work over there with the pricing. I think James is probably gonna continue beating him over the head till the price.
James is on
up.
strike. Actually, that's why he's not here. So
I wanted to get this out there. The people have to see Ryan's art. They got to read Steven's story. I think that this is going to be huge. And we're already getting a lot of people subscribing and a lot of wonderful feedback. All the feedback we've got, by the way, is about how incredible my editing is. No, the feedback.
well, we do have a question from Evan. Is what was it like working with Fugitive Poems? So this is Steven and Ryan here. Like Christian, it doesn't exist. We can kick him out if you guys want to talk some shit right now. This is a safe place. Don't worry, we have your back always.
I think for me, Christian, he was treading lightly at first. Like, I don't want to piss you off, but I'm going to, and no, not really.
If you said I'm from Boston, I'm actually always angry. That's our secret.
No, his comments were great. His feedback was great, and it was an instant marriage between us guys. I think really his comments to me made me find a huge hole in one part of the story, the first issue, and after that it was like, whoa, okay. And so the first issue is so much stronger because of just a little bit of back and forth. The second issue is even 10 times more stronger after just kind of having a powwow. So it's a great marriage. Those guys are all great over there. And I'm not sure what Mark said because I didn't see it fast enough. But
well, there was sort of sex dungeon, Rule 3 is we don't kink shame, first and foremost, Mark. That's rule 3 on the show. Rule 1, don't be a dick. Rule 2, homies help homies. Rule 3, don't kink shame.
Put the lotion in the basket. All right. Anyway, that's what the sex dungeon reminds me of. Anyway, Ryan, how about you?
Yeah, I think for me, everything ran so smoothly. It was really good. Like Steven and Christian working together to get the script nice and tight. And then by the time I got it, there wasn't much for me to question. It was like really, really on point. There were some small changes, but everything just made it better. It's great to know the whole team is really working to make this book really work and really sink. So, but they give me plenty of freedom to do what I want. They know I can take care of them.
Well, it's important to do, right? Because when you have, everyone's kind of working in tandem to create one common goal, but it can also be difficult at times. Hey, as Steven's the visionary, he has the plot in his head, he's putting it on paper, he's writing it. And then to translate that into, artwork, it can sometimes be kind of difficult. So as far as the main character, actually, we were talking pre-show, I said he kind of looked like Gambit for a second with the red hair. But Christian said it was more of a Constantine. So how did you guys come up with how our main character looks? Because there's some debate about that. And I think he looks awesome in my opinion. Like your artwork is phenomenal. How much in tandem did you guys work to create the vision for what he was going to look like? Because he's the focal point right now.
Yeah, a lot of it that I got was mainly just like a short description. There wasn't like he has to look like this, he has to have this, he has to have that. It was just like, he's an Irish cop, he's a little rough and tumble. He's in Boston, and he drinks all the time. So there's a certain look that I know he had to have. So but the world is populated with very animated people, so like it's like going into any bar in Boston, like every person is an individual, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
we're
So
we're full of characters, especially if we go to Sullivan's Tap before a Bruins game.
oh yeah. So it made my job a lot easier knowing that I had the freedom just to kind of like populate the world with as many interesting characters as I could. There's no cookie cutter. Nobody's cookie cutter looking. They're all pretty individual.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
A lot of individuals in Boston, Mark says. What do you mean by that, Mark? Yes. A lot of
I do
interesting
like the
characters.
placement of the Fugitive Poems logo right over one of the dancers.
That is so going into it. Did you guys have any other inspirations? As we've talked a lot of different. We've talked Salem's Lot tonight. We've talked a lot of different types of science fiction horror movies. Was there any of those sitting in the back of your mind while creating this that you're like, I have to kind of influence or take from this?
Well, for me, it was it was a lot of Sin City,
Ooh.
and I know it sounds strange mixing it up, but Sin City, or it's all Frank Miller stuff, or The Dark Knight, because I kind of feel like Doug is a little bit of Gordon and also Bruce Wayne, a little bit here and there. So when I'm writing, I might be thinking, what would he be saying in his head, or or I love the the voiceovers or the captions, whatever, and try to come up with crafty lines, like in the first page of the first issue, so yeah, Sin City was a good influence for me.
Ooh, I like Sin City. Ryan, what about you?
Well, visually, the style is very, it's very free. It's not really locked down, so there's a lot of like push and pull as far as like character design, the shape of the panels and all that kind of stuff. I tried to keep it as simple as I can as far as the shape of the panels, but there's so much fun perspective. There's a lot of like kind of playing with the space, playing with the character design. They kind of change every once in a while, like a cartoon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They have the ability to kind of be more realistic at points and then be a little bit more cartoony at other points. So, but it all has to stay in that nice gritty Boston street kind of look. So there's
It's
plenty
not
of
that
dirt.
dirty, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's dirty. It's dirty. It is.
It's dirty.
It depends where
Oh
you
man.
go. Where you go.
Do we want to show our dirty old lady?
Yeah.
You have to now.
I mean, I'm kind of
Did you send
intrigued
that-
by a dirty old lady. Yes.
Did you
have
send that
access.
word?
Are we allowed? Like, I'm a little intrigued right now.
No,
Dirty old lady.
it was really just I kind of threw this one old lady in there, and Ryan took it to a new level. Does somebody have it?
Christian, if you don't have it, you're definitely
If
fired.
everybody pays
So we're clear.
$2.99 right
If everybody
now,
pays $2.99 right now, you get the dirty old lady. All right, let me see. Here we go.
boobs, blood, and bourbon.
All right, that's my kind of lady right there. She looks Italian. Is she Italian?
She does look like an Italian.
Yes,
lady.
yes.
She's every old lady bringing out her garbage on the north end. Or, yeah, like.
Boobs,
Hey,
blood, and bourbon sounds like my Saturday night.
If you really,
All right, gonna need an address.
if you really take a good look at her, it's friggin' Clint Eastwood.
Oh my God, I did not see that. I believe Evan just found his sugar mama, first and foremost, in today's economy. Evan is getting health care for the rest of his life. And that is so where did the idea for this dirty old lady that's Clint Eastwood in drag come from?
Steven wrote it down perfectly in the script. It was basically just like, old lady is walking her dog. So it's like, when you give me something so open, it's like I gotta really make this really fun. You give me a little bit of freedom, I'll take the bait. So
I love that.
I made the panel, a lot of fun and like full of wrinkles and a lot of attitude and a lot of, again,
Emphasis on
personality.
wrinkles.
Yeah. So
I'd read the script a number of times by the time he drew that, and we get the roughs in, and I'm going through the pages, and I'm like, oh man, he nailed it. This is exactly what Steven wrote. Oh, and it's so cool. He made it look so great. And what the hell?
He nailed the dirty old
And
lady.
all of a sudden,
huge panel
Christian said this
close-up.
reminds him of his childhood 8th grade math teacher crush.
And I go back to the script. I'm like, who is this character? And it's like a passing line. And Ryan made it the coolest thing ever. This old lady, you have to know everything about her the second that you see her. And I'm so glad he did. It's really it really brought something incredible to the book and inspired Steven further.
Ooh.
Yeah, and she's going to have her own story.
Oh yes.
But I
can't wait.
can't tell you about that right now. But she will have her own story,
That's
and
exciting.
it's going to be really awesome.
Can I share screen?
You should be able to. There should be a present down there. If you can't, you just let me know.
I didn't even know that was possible. I could have been
Yeah, you
sharing
should
my
be able
screen
to.
this
If
whole
you go
time.
down to, there should be a thing with
I see present,
present.
yeah, at the bottom of the screen.
hit present. You share your screen, and guys, the magic.
I had no
I
idea.
didn't know if I had the
Great, I'm giving trade secrets away of this super top secret official.
I'm going to start
production that we
sharing
have here.
things. Our next live, I'm coming prepared.
Add to stage. There we go. Boom.
There she is.
Like I said, emphasis on the wrinkles. There she is. Hey,
Get
what's
off
that
my
website?
lawn.
Backdoor Grannies 9. Christian, you can't have that. Come on, man. At least clear your browser history, friend. Jeez.
I didn't realize I got up to 9. If you look, she's down there walking her dog. Her dog is taking a leak on the mailbox.
States Postal Service.
Yeah, I'm curious. What is that she is smoking there?
It's a Marlboro.
Of course. Did she get it from Demula's?
Yeah.
Go pick up my pack of Marlboros from Demula's while you're down there.
That's
I love the old school curlers.
There she is. Oh yes.
There you go.
No,
All
speaking
her
of sharing
glory.
things, Christian, you said you had a little teaser for us here as we get ready to wrap up in a minute. What was it that you were going? There's something coming down the pipe for you guys. What are we expecting here?
Well, we got a couple of things going on. If you look at Evan's image, he is holding up a brand new.
That's true. There's Evan talking about how Granny never runs out of stamps or birthday cards. You're damn right.
Copy of River.
Oh,
First issue of our first series, just James and I, with Mark Capitelli on editing duty. River is the story of a drug dealer who's gotten his hands on a time machine and is making the universe over in his own image. And the only people that can stop him are 6 Pennsylvania cops who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it is violent. It is bloody. It is funny. It is. James made one of my weirder ideas absolutely stunning. Here is a great picture of 2 kids tripping balls.
It's like the movie Kids.
Is he eating a hot dog? I'm already in.
Yeah,
you had me at hot dog. Believe it or not.
Some spectacular violence. I'm so bad at cameras. There we go. There's wild stuff that happens, and this is the first issue.
I was told to show the head slice. Do we have a head slice?
Oh yeah.
My gosh.
There's a guy looks in the doorway.
In time travel. That is a story I never thought I'd hear.
I have a lot of weird stuff going on in my brain. Look at that face getting sliced right off.
Therapists, other people start comic book companies, folks.
That's right. So I write for James. I said, all right, this guy, the door opens to this futuristic thing. This guy looks in and a laser slices the face off. Well, what James shows me, I expected just a big bloody mess. James did research and got the entire inside anatomy of if you cut somebody's face off, what it would look like inside, down to the sinuses.
Oh.
And it's incredible. This is so much fun, and it's available for $4.99 physical. You order it, and we'll mail it right to you on fugitivepoems.com. And this is our latest. If I'm in a cheery mood, I may even sign it. If I'm around when it's being
Is that
sent.
another $1.99 to the subscription? Like, what are we talking here?
Yeah, if I sign it, you have to send an extra. What was it, Mark? $999. So there's that. But
$1 billion.
In here is also the first ever advertisement
Oh.
for Stripper Clip Sally.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Yes. There we go. I like the marquee you have going there. It looks very nice, retro 80s action vibes. I'm in. Stripper Clip Sally. Listen,
She looks
I
like
need
the
a
girl from
poster.
Varsity Blues. What was her name?
Oh,
You want to talk about the blonde, obviously.
yeah, Varsity Blues. Hell yeah, I love
Varsity Blues. That is exciting. You guys always have some really good stuff coming up down the pipe, man. I swear. Fugitive Poems, if you guys want to break from your routine, if you will, now is like a golden age for comic books where there's so many good indie creators going on
And
out there.
everything, man. Yeah, there's so many good stories.
It really is. And I want to know, as we start to kind of wrap things up, Steven and Ryan, where is it that people can find you? Do you guys have any upcoming comic conventions that people can expect to see you guys at?
I'm going to be tagging along with Ryan and his convention.
Where are we going, Ryan? Where's the next place people can expect to see you and your guys' dirty living and fantastic stuff at?
Yeah, so the convention schedule is just released, and it's pretty full, but there will be more. But the first stop is going to be in Little Giant Comic Con, which is in New Hampshire.
Okay.
Then we're going to Wicked Comic Con.
Wicked's a good one.
Super Jersey Comic Expo. That's a
They just like
show.
put names in Chat GPT.
I know. Which the first one you said was Little Big Comic Con. What was that one?
Little Giant Comic Con.
Little Giant Comic Con. Where's that at? I've never heard of that.
The Man in the Mountain because that fell off a while ago.
It's in New Hampshire. It's an incredibly great show for comic book enthusiasts. You know, they have tons of just old. It's like an old school comic, convention. Just boxes of books. No Funko Pops. There's no root beer. There's no fake Lego. It's like
stupid root
beer. At least get a good beer. Jeez.
God, those lines fill up like crazy.
I'm imagining comic books and just hundreds of little giant ladders. Do you remember those? The little ladder, the orange and metal, right? That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, it's basically that. So if you like comics, this is the perfect place to find those key issues that you missed. It's just filled. It's for collectors, but they have a great lineup of artists from all over who travel from all over the place to get to this show because it's just collectors. It's really, really fun. Okay. So, but I do Granite State, which is in
Granite State's a good one. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Rhode Island Comic Con, Terrificon, which is the big show in Connecticut.
Connecticut, the Mohegan, right?
Yes, it's a must-go show. That's one of the ones.
That's a big one for comic book creators. Every creator I've talked to said that's like a really, really good one if you're a comic book creator, no matter how big or small.
James, Mark, and I will be there right next to Ryan and Steven.
That's right. We got our tables side by side.
When is that? Is that
when is it? It's Terrificon is August 8th through the August 8th through the 10th.
Okay, so everybody's got plenty of time to plan, and it's a good time to go up north for anybody who's
yes, it'll be nice.
Yeah.
Good time of year. And Connecticut, that is a good one right there for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's a great show.
Where else is there? Are you coming down further south than New England? You venturing away, or
I'm mostly in New England. Because for me it's like cost prohibitive to start.
It's expensive to table up at these Comic Cons and things like that.
Yeah. So for me, I stay pretty local. I have a pretty good following in the Northeast, so they keep me busy and keep me fed. So, but I am going to New Jersey. That's the furthest south I'm going. So yeah.
Hey.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm right there by Richmond, GalaxyCon Richmond. If you guys can ever get into that, we got you taken care of as long as I'm here in Virginia.
MegaCon, anybody makes it to Orlando, I will host whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lauren and I both go to MegaCon, but being that I'm
yeah.
from
We just did
Billerica,
a couple
Mass,
panels
I
there. Yeah.
will do what I can to make sure that people get eyes on all of your conventions in the Northeast as well. Raised everything like that in Massachusetts, so I'm always down to help my fellow New Englanders out, and I really can't wait to see where this story goes. It sounds really wicked exciting, if you will. Everybody, anytime I say it, I try to mask it sometimes. I don't have an accent. My dad does.
I didn't know people said wicked without joking until I met Matt.
Yes. Anytime I say it, they're like, "You're from here." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Because you said wicked." I was like, "Yes, it's okay. Move on." I mean, it's when they changed that to the actor for Rhodes, it's like, "I'm here. Get over it." There it is. But I hope to be able to get back up there to see you guys and meet you guys in person. So that's pretty cool. And Christian, as we
Love
wrap
that.
up, what do you have coming down the pipe? Where can people expect to find Fugitive Poems next?
Find Fugitive Poems at fugitivepoems.com. You can reach out to us on Instagram, on X, on actually
I'll give it to you.
we have indeed. Chandler Kidd is our new social media manager. She has been up in the game by eons on Instagram for us, putting out some really cool stuff. So shout out to Chandler, who is a wonderful human being and a ton of fun to work with. And we've got more comics coming. We got Blood Valkyrie in Vegas, going to kickstart probably in March. Blood Valkyrie in Vegas is a full grindhouse horror.
Blood Valkyrie?
Oh yeah.
Blood Valkyrie in Vegas takes place in the 70s. A 70s after hours party in the penthouse of a decadent hotel turns into an orgy, and then turns into a slaughter as demons tear everyone apart, and only one girl tries to fight back.
Talk about
We're
I
getting
thought
some Norse
Velocicoaster was crazy.
mythology sprinkled in there, like
We get what?
Norse mythology sprinkled in there.
So the Blood Valkyrie is a take on Norse mythology, where it turns out, and she says to the character at one point when she appears, "You people got the whole dying valiantly on a battlefield thing right, but we don't take you to Valhalla. We bring you back so we can keep killing." And that's what Blood Valkyrie does.
Okay.
So that's drawn by the amazing Alex Zapata. And then we have Stripper Clip Sally coming. And
That's just fun to say.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
It is.
It's
then,
like Francisco.
So there's a lot of really cool stuff coming down the pike. Fugitivepoems.com. X, come reach out to me. We are taking pitches right now. Maybe you want to be our next online subscription. We've got 2. We've just accepted.
I painted you a picture.
We got 2 others that are coming up to be on our subscription service.
I mean, and
that's right. Subscribe to Fugitive Poems YouTube as well. And but yeah, no, thank you guys for having us. I can't tell you, I feel like a proud papa watching Stephen and Ryan talk about their work, the fact that I'm at all involved in this comic, the fact that it's coming out through Fugitive Poems, because it's their baby. But the fact that I can say that I'm connected to it at all, this comic is going to knock people on their asses. And I thank you so much for letting us come on and talk about it.
Yeah, thank you.
Always. Yeah, Stephen and Ryan.
Mark, the first 3 rules, and we still let him stay.
Mark, you can get up in here anytime, man. You too. You and Evan both. We need you guys next. But seriously, Stephen and Ryan, you guys, anytime you need help pushing anything out there, Christian knows you got our email now. Let us know. We're more than happy to help. Homies help homies. Like I said, that's rule 2. Thank you guys so much for showing up.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for helping us spread the word on this
absolutely
amazing story.
Indie comics, man. There's like I said, it's a golden age of comic books right now. It really is.
Matt's
There's a lot of
send Dunkin' Donuts to everybody who subscribes.
Whoa! They up their prices. All right, calm down. What do you think I am? Made of money? I don't know. Do you see this Lego?
You're the Dunk King. You can't
pull this even off? Half of what my Lego collection is. You think I can afford that? Jeez.
Based on your Lego collection,
got expensive taste. Lauren, speaking of expensive taste, you and your organic lemons. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I have organic lemon water right here. No, I had a great time. I always love talking with Christian. We've had him on multiple times. Containment Breach, we've talked about quite a bit. We talked about Indiana Jones. And so it's always fun to talk more indie comics, because there are just so many amazing stories in every comic I pick up, it always blows my mind, all these amazing
Yeah.
stories. And hearing you drop things about drug dealers and time machines, I'm like, what will they think of next? And it always blows my mind how amazing these stories are. So yeah, pick up if you've only read Spider-Man and Batman, you have got to pick up an independent comic, and there's no better place to
Absolutely.
start than Fugitive
So
Poems
many more
and
things than
yeah.
superheroes out there. Trust me. Not there's
But we
anything
love
wrong
the
with that.
superhero
We love
ones too.
superheroes, but there's so many good things out there. Please, please, please support your indie creators. Support your indie your local comic book shop, I should say. Support your local breweries. Support whatever small business, especially now in today's climate more than ever. And Ryan, Steven, Christian, thank you guys for hanging out again. We will see everybody next week, Monday. We have a new episode coming out. Make sure you go there. And then, as always, make sure you visit our website for anything pertaining us. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.